The Adidas Adizero Evo SL is one of the most hyped shoes of the year, but is it actually any good? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. And welcome to FORDY Runs. My name is Chris Ford and I'm a running coach who likes to make YouTube videos about running shoes, running content in general, so please do consider subscribing because we're trying to get to 22 million subscribers. Now in this video we're going to be talking about the Adidas Adizero Evo SL. We are genuinely going to be finding out whether this shoe is overhyped or not. So this year, for some reason, Adidas have been doing these like lottery systems, these ballot systems to buy some of their shoes, which is driving everybody nuts. But what that's doing very cleverly is creating a lot of hype around certain shoes. Now the Evo SL came out of nowhere at the Berlin Marathon. A lot of influencers were given the shoe at the Berlin Marathon, and there was a lot of hype generated from that point. And it's been very hard to get hold of this shoe, and I'm not really sure why. But anyway, that's not important because in this video, I'm going to be giving you my first impressions on what this shoe is actually like. Is it any good as a daily trainer? Does it live up to the hype? Where would it fit into a rotation? And how does it compare against some of its closest rivals? We're going to do all of that, so let's get stuck in. Right team, so before we get into the stats and features, I need you to watch this disclaimer. Now that's my arse covered, so let's crack on now with the stats and features. Okay, so the Adidas Adizero Evo SL is £130 in the UK. We've got a 39 to 33 stack height, which is a 6mm drop. We've got a full length Light Strike Pro, which comes over from the Adidas Adizero Pro 3. There's no carbon in the shoe whatsoever. We've got a Conti rubber outsole, nice mesh upper. The shoe weighs 243 grams and just under 9 ounces in my UK 9.5, and it fits true to size. Right, so let's have a closer look at the Evo SL. So firstly, do you like the look of it? I really do. I love this black colorway. I think it looks awesome. So there's the mesh upper. Hopefully that's coming out on the camera, which is okay. It's not the best out there, but it's okay. That's the lacing, and we're going to be talking about them in detail. So like I said, we've got Light Strike Pro over from the Adidas Adizero Pro 3. That's full length in the shoe. Right, so there's the Conti outsole, and I've actually had no issues in terms of slip sliding about on the stuff that I've been running on. I'll tell you where it's also been very good, the outsole on the treadmill. This tongue is not gusseted, and I will come on to that. We've got a reasonable amount of padding in the heel cup area, and I've got no problems in terms of the width or anything like that on the shoe. Okay, right, so in terms of the ride, and the ride's very good actually. I've really enjoyed running in the shoe. And actually, that's a good point. For full transparency, this is a first impressions. I've done 17 miles in the shoe, okay? So this is a first impressions. And as always, we'll come back and we'll do a performance review when we get to about 50 miles in the shoe, okay? But yes, in terms of the Light Strike Pro, it is very nice. I really like it. It's softer than I was expecting, but not overly like unstable, mushy or anything like that. It's not particularly enjoyable at slower paces. Where the ride's great is at that sort of 730 per mile for me, which is about what, 440 per kilometre? Let me know in the comments what that is. But that faster paces. Now that is helped because of this toe spring here, or this rocker. If you look here at this rocker, look at this stage and where it flips up. Now this is brought over from the Evo, the sort of top end 400 and whatever pound racing shoe. Now if you look at the Pro 4, it's got the same, okay? So it's like starting here and going up, and that's in here as well. And that what that does, that really allows for an aggressive toe off, a really aggressive toe spring. And because of the Light Strike Pro, it sort of exaggerates that feeling. It really is quite nice when you get up to about here and forward into your toes and start really well belting it along. So yes, 730 per mile for me is a sweet spot for it, I've found, where as soon as I drift back into those easy paces, that sort of 8:30 to 9-minute miles, more towards that sort of 5:40 per kilometre, it becomes a little bit, well, less enjoyable. But as a daily trainer where you're sort of doing like goal pace workouts, bit of tempo, yeah, a bit of quicker stuff, it's really enjoyable. But you don't need any carbon in this Light Strike Pro. I think actually it benefits from not having any carbon in here. It does give you a good experience, a fun experience. But as I said, as soon as you drift out in terms of your paces, it becomes a little bit less enjoyable. Okay, so let's talk about things I like and things I don't like, because there are a couple of things that I don't like. But let's do the likes first. Let's stay positive. Right, so the likes. I like full length Light Strike Pro. I like the look of the shoe. I like the comfort. I like Continental rubber. Did I mention I like the look of the shoe? I like the fit. I like the weight. I love the price. And overall, I like the feel. And I like the fact that Adidas have given us a sort of, well, an up-tempo daily trainer. Okay, dislikes. The laces are terrible as always. Although saying that, the Adidas Pro 4, the laces have been improved. The tongue needs to be gusseted. It's awful. One major dislike. Look. Already starting to wear them out. See that? 17 miles, people. Already starting to wear out. I think it looks worse because of the black colourway, but it's still not great, is it, after the limited miles that I've done in them? And what really annoys me is the fact that all this ballot system, I mean, that's nothing against the shoe, that's Adidas, but all this ballot system for a £130 shoe makes no sense to me. Just get a low built and sell them. So that's the likes and dislikes done. Let's move on to how it would slot into a rotation. So I think with this shoe, the Boston 12 would work well with it, and then you'd stick in like a Pro 4. You could go Max Cushion something, I don't know, like a Brooks Glycerine Max, and then a race day shoe. But I think it slots in quite well into any rotation actually, because it's an up-tempo daily trainer. Now in terms of competition, I don't necessarily feel like it's a comparable shoe against the Nova Blast 5, because that's a much more versatile shoe, and we'll do a versus video. I think this is more towards your Rebel 4 Pegasus Plus shoes, Hoka Max 6. The shoe it really made me think of was these, the Razor 4, and we've got Razor 5 coming out from Skechers, which is like a no-nonsense, up-tempo daily trainer. That's what it feels like to me. We've got the Hyperburst Pro midsole in this shoe, Goodyear rubber outsole, so similar sort of deal, quite light, quite springy, quite fast, not very good at sort of lower paces, but good fun. And again, not over the top in terms of pricing. But they're the sort of shoes that it goes up against. I think the Rebel 4 is a more stable ride and probably a more versatile shoe, because you can do some of those easier paces in it because it's got the PIBA EVA blend fuel cell in there, and it's a bit wide, so I think that would suit somebody who has mild pronation issues. I think this is very comparable to the Nike Pegasus Plus, although that Zoom X in there is not the proper Zoom X, and this is the actual Light Strike Pro from the Pro 3, the Adidas Pro 3, so this is probably a better feeling foam in this shoe versus the Pegasus Plus or Premium or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, they're probably the closest comparisons actually, thinking about it. The Max 6 is another good shout as well, but I think I prefer this over the Max 6. I do like the Max 6, but I think I prefer this. I just really like Light Strike Pro. And that's a good point, because Light Strike Pro for me has worked really well. If you're new to the channel, I've run countless marathons in the Adidas Pro 3, and I've really enjoyed Light Strike Pro. I really like the Boston 12. So that compound, that material, that way that is set up really works well for me. So yes, that's it in terms of comparisons, in terms of rotation as well. Let's try and wrap this quick video up. So look, this is a nice shoe. This is a fun shoe. It's not like a game changer. It's not the holy grail. It has been overhyped because it got given to all the influencers in Berlin, and then obviously they've done this ballot thing and all this kind of stuff, right? And I get that, right? That's marketing and that's awesome. But it is a good shoe. It is enjoyable. It is fun. I think at £130, it's great. I don't think, I don't think necessarily other brands would come out with a shoe at £130 with this sort of stuff in, this technology in there. They'd probably put it at like £150, £160. So they've done well there. I think it looks great. I don't necessarily think it's as versatile as some of the other daily trainers out there. And like I said, Rebel 4 is probably a little bit more versatile because of the width in it and stuff like that. But on a personal level, I really enjoy the shoe. Okay, it's limited miles. We've already torn a little bit out of it, but I've really enjoyed it, and that's as honest as I can be. I had a smile on my face when I've been running along in it. I like an up-tempo daily trainer. That's something that I really prefer in my running shoes. So for me, this is a winner at the moment. Again, I'm as frustrated as every single person out there who's been trying to get this shoe in terms of how the mechanisms and all that sort of hype around getting it to market. But I in terms of the performance of the shoe and what I think about the shoe at these early stages, I've really enjoyed it. I think it's a great shoe. I think it's a lot of fun, and I look forward to getting more miles into it over the next few weeks and months. Okay, I don't think I can be any fairer than that and any more open than that. Yes, we will we'll follow this up now. Like I said, we'll do some versus videos. We'll maybe do a rotation video as well for Adidas. Because like I said, we've got the Pro 4 here, so we can do some stuff with that. And again, I'll come back 50 miles, something like that, in the Evo SL and let you know, give you an update on how it's got on. I'll give you an update as well on that wear and tear. Maybe I'll end up taking even more lumps and bumps out of it, but we'll come back and discuss that as well in a future video. So yes, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Again, we're trying to get to 22 million subscribers in 2025. We're really close, so we need you all to subscribe to get us there. But that's it from me, team. I shall see you all later.